Henry Malkin wasn't one to believe in omens, but the creeping fog that descended upon the small town of Ashmore felt like a harbinger. It smothered the streets in a thick, cloying veil, muffling sounds and absorbing every hint of warmth. The mornings were desaturated. Daylight struggled against the blanket of gray that enveloped the town. It was as if the sun dared not pierce through this unnatural shroud, leaving an unsettling chill even in the heart of summer. Near the center of town, the old library stood, its once tan facade now mottled and cracked with years of neglect. To Henry, a dedicated librarian, it was refuge. Yet lately, he found solace tainted by something indefinable. A peculiar sensation prickled his skin and gnawed at his insides. It wasn't the dust or the decay of old books that troubled him, but rather the unshakable feeling of being watched. He would catch flickers of movement from the corner of his eye, though rationality insisted it was just the way the shadows played tricks. Weeks went by, and the oppressive fog persisted, thickening the air, making it tremble with dread. Henry's nightly walks home became a disorienting labyrinth, every corner seeming to twist into a parody of reality. One evening, he noticed that the clock on the library's wall had stopped. It read 3:22, though he couldn't recall when it had ceased its endless ticking. Despite its inanimate defiance, the atmosphere pulsed with a faint hum, a vibration that resonated deep within his bones. He sought refuge in his books, but words took on cryptic meanings, sentences swirling like haunted spirits, mocking him with each read. The themes of extraterrestrial worlds invaded his thoughts, warm tea turning bitter as an overwhelming paranoia settled in like a shroud. The feeling of eyes, countless, insatiable eyes, haunted every doorway, every shadowy crack in his home. Each time he stepped out, he felt as though a myriad of unseen beings flitted between the strands of fog, their ethereal whispers clinging to the chill of the air. One night, unable to dismiss the weight of his own fear, Henry ventured into the library, planning to scour the dusty archives for comfort in familiarity. As he approached the door, he could have sworn he heard a low, resonant hum, a sound rippling beneath the fog, that pervasive noise that felt somehow alive. The library's interior was darker than he remembered, shadows twisting grotesquely as if they were craftily rearranging themselves to watch him. They seemed to pulse, waiting for something. Henry stumbled across a forgotten book among the archives, its pages yellowing to the touch, filled with uncanny illustrations of celestial bodies. One particular drawing captivated him, a swirling nebula resembling a great hungry eye. Its attention felt palpable, as if the very cosmos was beckoning him into depths unknown. As he turned each fragile page, an insidious whisper curled into his consciousness, insisting that knowledge itself was a door to immense, terrible power. Days bled into one another, color drained from life as the fog thickened. Routine feelings devolved into existential dread. Henry began reliving dreams where he stood naked among an assembly of shrouded figures beneath the enormity of an alien sky. Swirling patterns danced around the silhouettes, shapes of impossible geometry, forcing his sanity to flicker like an old light bulb. He awoke, trembling, sweat-soaked sheets clinging like sinewy hands, the dreams tainting his reality with an oppressive sense of inevitability. A week later, driven by an almost insatiable curiosity, he returned to the library at dawn, only to find the atmosphere azured with daylight for the first time. The clock's hands had resumed their movement, ticking slowly yet assuredly. The library felt alive, books perfectly aligned, whispering secrets of wisdom to those who dared listen. In that moment, Henry realized he was drawn not just to the shelter of the building, but to a culmination of forces converging around the town. The fog, the whispers. It wasn't madness. It was a living tapestry woven from ancient truths. Just as he began to understand, something shifted. The fog reclaimed its dominance, descending again with a vengeance. With each step farther inside, He felt a throbbing beneath the floorboards, as if something, or someone, pulsed with urgency deep within the Earth's core. Suddenly, the whispers escalated into a cacophony, building until it crescendoed into a chilling symphony, tearing at the fabric of his sanity. He clutched his temples, the reality of his existence shattering like delicate glass. And there, at the heart of the library, the tension broke. A rift opened, a frail curtain pulling back to reveal an infinite expanse, blending wayward stars and undulating shadows. Figures began to emerge, twisting and merging into forms that defied physics, minds expanding into realms of thought that transcended human comprehension. It was a ballet of chaotic creation, awareness expanding and contracting in a rhythm too profound for words. The very essence of what it meant to exist faltered at the brink of this revelation. Just as quickly, the library shifted, folding in on itself. The universe pulled away, leaving him alone amid mounting silence, the weight of unknowable revelations lingering in the air. The last vestiges of light dimmed, his heart racing as he confronted the terrifying truth. They saw him, they recognized his fear, they understood the fragility of his mind, and in turn, he realized his existence held an unspeakable significance as both worthless and profound. The fog breathed, beckoning him, but somehow he felt he was already lost, unmoored in a chasm of uncertainty. And that was when the silence broke, a soft, otherworldly chuckle vibrating through the air, a promise unspoken yet palpable. Darkness encroached, swallowing the remnants of sound and reason, leaving behind a question that churned within him. Was he the observer, or merely a participant in cosmic madness?